You're kidding.
Don't put that in your podcast.
No.
This is definitely, off the record.
thevoicebeforethevoid.net. The wind always blows in one direction. Talking with Eric R. Scott at the University of Kansas.
We were there in Moscow in 2008 and in Georgia. So yeah. So I thought we could walk around campus. There's some museums and stuff to check out.
Yeah,
and
I want to see your office too, and I want to get a copy of your book.
Yeah, there's been like a wave of divorces, actually. I guess it happens.
kidding.
There's like a wave of marriages. And
Well, I mean, you know how...
sort of like an echo wave.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's how half of all marriages end.
Yeah.
The other half, end in death. Yeah, you must have been spending a lot of time in our libraries.
A lot of times in libraries, archives,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Are you mostly in Moscow? Are you in Georgia?
Moscow, Georgia, Kiev.
Oh,
They've declassified all the KGB stuff in Kiev,
huh.
and they have a lot of stuff there because that was, the book I'm working on now is about Soviet defectors.
I saw that. Yeah.
And how Cold War borders are constructed and maintained and
Yeah.
challenged, and so the border guard, the Western border guard, was all based in Kiev.
Uh-huh.
So all that stuff is there. All the border enforcement, people tracking people down, the efforts to stop people before they left. They find out he's talking about leaving. Let's pay him a visit. And,
So a lot of that stuff's in Kiev.
yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
I spent a lot of time there. Yeah, I'm going back to Moscow. But Moscow probably most of all because it's
They said you have sabbatical this spring? Or?
sabbatical this spring. I have an NEH grant for next year, so hopefully I'll have a year and a half of just writing.
Ooh, wow.
Not having to teach.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cold War, what was it? Illegal... How do you...
Illegal immigration. Right.
Immigration,
Criminalization of exit.
Yeah, it would seem kind of topical, but then again, everything kind of is and isn't, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You have to make it tough.
Yeah. But I mean, the goal, the book is for whom? It's not...
I mean, I don't know. That's one of the things I'm trying to figure out now. It's I wrote my first book was definitely more of an academic book, although I wrote it to be accessible, understandable in English, comprehensible.
Right.
Thought about narrative and I mean a lot of the scholarly stuff is really hard to read, even even if you are in that same specialization. There's not a lot of attention to story and narrative. And so I try to think about that. This one might be a little bit more popular, but it'll still be, somewhat scholarly. So.
Cold War too. I mean, I never know. That might become all of a sudden topical.
Yeah. Well, I don't think so. I think Russia's basically being fairly rational.
Right. Yeah.
They were really weak when we were there. That was a low point, right?
Yeah.
And I think they're not doing it through means that I think are wonderful, but
right.
I think they did a brilliant job of playing this fairly weak hand.
Yeah.
And being, reasserting their place in the world stage.
Yeah. Ukraine. I mean, the Crimea, it's such a unknown, issue outside of Russia,
right,
and Ukraine.
I was thinking about that because we were there and sort of wandering around, and
it's Russian. It was always Russian.
It was Russian.
Just,
people were complaining about all the stupid Ukrainian forms they had to fill out for everything.
But from the outside, it's well, what the hell? That's just a land grab. It's just holy crap.
And it was. It was. But on the other hand, they were exceptionally weak. The U.S. expanded NATO to their borders.
Yeah. Right. I think they said they wouldn't do, right?
As they said they wouldn't do.
Yeah.
They're talking about Ukraine and Georgia joining NATO.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Huh. Yeah, I think their means are abhorrent, but again.
Well, is there still?
We have, we kill people.
Oh my God! Talk about American history. Guess where all this came from?
Yeah, right.
Holy crap!
You saw this here.
I was just seeing something on eugenics program in Nazi Germany. It was just some BBC thing, but they said they learned everything from the United States.
Yeah. So this is the Ugly Humanities building where my office is.
Right, that's not nearly as nice as those one down.
No.
Oh, those, yeah. Is it
I have a
newer?
window, which is good.
Okay.
Yes, this is the Jayhawk Boulevard. So there's no like main green. It's all sort of along the ridge of this hill, which runs along here. Are you a basketball fan?
No.
Okay.
Are you?
I like basketball.
Yeah.
People here like it's like
It's a big thing,
local
right?
religion.
I mean, yeah, Jayhawks, yeah.
They have down there the basketball stadium, and also they have the original rules of basketball.
the original.
Yeah.
Like the first guy who penned it out.
Yeah.
Back
James
with a
Naismith.
napkin. You're kidding,
He's
really?
the inventor of basketball. Was the first coach here.
Oh!
So there's actually,
So they have his napkin.
and he was the only coach with a losing record.
Well, so, come on, he only invented the game.
Yeah. Well, he didn't. He thought it like he was more of a religious sort of guy, and he thought like this would help keep young men
Right.
out of trouble, basically.
Right, during the winter, right? Like it
Yeah,
was, yeah.
during the winter.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it became a competitive sport. But as you know, it's sort of it's a competitive basketball was created here because his successor basically created all the strategy of modern basketball. So that's down there.
Is that a statue of a Jayhawk up there?
That's a statue of a Jayhawk.
Okay,
Jayhawk everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Got a brand,
it's a
branding.
mythical bird. Also, so that I feel comfortable as a Massachusetts native being here because James Naismith came here from Massachusetts, but also the town is founded by abolitionists from Massachusetts.
Really? Huh. Yeah, that would place it right in like the Civil War.
Yeah, before the
stuff
Civil
then.
War,
Yeah.
right? So the sort of bleeding
Yeah,
Kansas era.
jeez.
They established a
Yeah.
stronghold of free Kansas here. They would, John Brown was here.
Okay.
They would go and, like raid.
Harper's Ferry. Where is Harper's Ferry?
Harper's Ferry was in Virginia, so he was there, but he was here
Okay.
first, and he
Okay.
was, go and they would launch these raids on like slaveholders in Missouri, bring freed slaves over here, and then the sort of pro-slavery militias would come and they burned down Lawrence like 3 times.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So the anti-slavery groups were called Jayhawkers. Probably the Jayhawks.
And it's a mythical bird
It's a mythical bird.
from Greek mythology.
No, I think it was like a name. It was like a derogatory name that then they adopted.
No, that's the way. That's the way to do it. Yeah. Huh.
So anyway, that's why they're downtown. All the streets are New England states. Like there's like
Yeah, I noticed
Vermont
that.
and
Right.
Massachusetts
Right.
and Maine.
Yeah.
And you can see that we have hills here. So this is the hilly part of Kansas. I didn't expect this. It's like
Yeah.
Some sense of topography.
So yeah, right. Yeah. Huh. No. Yeah. I mean, University of Kansas. This is a major institution.
Yeah. Midwestern State University.
Yeah. Well, it's research.
Research.
Yeah.
An international research university is a sign on the highway tells you.
Cheers. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you.
You're welcome. It's from the 19th century. And there's Georgia
Yeah.
with sort of a tourist map from the Soviet.
Yeah. Wow.
With,
The
you
luggage
know,
strapped to the
the
airplane.
thing I like about the Soviet maps, and and this also is sort of related to my defection project and thinking about borders. Like you notice, like anything outside of the borders in the map that they're looking at is just completely blank.
Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool.
That's my favorite one. I think
Yeah.
pioneers. Yeah, it's great. I get paid by taxpayers of Kansas to teach kids about socialism. It's a great gig.
I'm from Georgia.
You should gotta go.
Yeah. So here.
Amazing.
Yeah.
She came through there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think she spent some time.
Because she also, she came through Istanbul, right, where I ran into her randomly on the street.
She. Right.
She was not blending in. And then she came through Georgia. I forget what she was doing there.
Yeah, I don't remember. She had projects.
Are you still in touch with her?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And they live in Oslo.
Okay.
Norway. Yeah.
Nice.
So she went into international relief.
Okay.
So she spent years and years and years going to the worst troubles in the world.
Yeah.
She was all over West Africa and East Africa, and then she was in Syria.
Oh wow.
Where people needed help. So that's how it ended up in Oslo too, is because that's a center of just
Right.
international
relief efforts.
Yeah.
The Danish language kind of began dying out with World War I. So they had prohibitions on speaking on having church services in in non-English languages.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that happened all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, particularly the Germans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we went to Denmark. Really, really.
Oh yeah. Copenhagen. What else?
Yeah, Copenhagen, and then we went we went down to like Jutland, and then went up like around like sort of the old capital up there in Odense. Yeah.
Does she have family there?
She does. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And in Norway too, in Trondheim.
So we haven't been to Norway yet, though.
No, I'd like to go. I've come to really like be. I've always thought Scandinavia was kind of dull.
Yeah.
But I went there. Like actually, it's really interesting.
Really, the history is like crazy.
History is crazy.
And,
like
and I'm like, where it is now?
Copenhagen's a very lively city too. Like it's very. I mean, it's like I'd only been to Helsinki, which is. I mean, people debate whether that's Scandinavia, but it's just very quiet. Like lovely, but it's very quiet. Like everything is sort of closed down, and at 6 o'clock, and but Copenhagen's like it's people are out hanging out.
But there's a lot of innovation going on in Scandinavia. A lot of progressive like ideas and actions.
Yeah. And the people are interesting. They're very, you have to it takes a long time to get to know them, and you have to be comfortable with like silent pauses.
You've been to Minnesota. Yeah.
But you're not like that.
Oh yeah. Do you have family in Europe?
I have family in Italy.
Are those connections? They're like still you've been...
Yeah, still there.
Okay.
Yeah. My mom is from there. My mom was born there.
Your mom was born in Italy?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew it was Italian, but I didn't know she was born there.
She was born there, so she came when she was 5 with her parents after the war.
That makes you, what do they call it, first generation, second generation?
I guess so, yeah, first generation.
Wow.
But it's like, I feel like it's 1.5, because she came here when she was 5. My grandparents, like never really properly learned English, because they were just like went to work in the factory.
Huh.
But she's, came as 5, and now she like doesn't have an accent. And, like,
but Italian's their first language.
Yeah, actually, the dialect of Italian they spoke. They're from like the village.
Yeah.
And up in north near the foothills of the Alps.
Yeah.
And so they spoke the Piedmontese dialect.
Right.
As their first language, and because she never went to school there, like the language of the home was the dialect, which is really different. Like it's like as different as French and Italian.
Yeah.
So I have family there. So we went. We will go. Like I'll go to Russia, and then we'll stop at like in Copenhagen or Italy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
This time we just went to Russia though, which was great. It was great. I really enjoyed it.
Were you in Moscow mostly then?
In Moscow, yeah.
Yeah.
We had a beautiful apartment there.
Yeah.
It's super cheap right now because of the
really
sanctions, the exchange rate.
Interesting.
The dollar is really strong too right now, so it's like it went a really long way. And so I had this lovely apartment downtown, to the zoo, to the newly renovated planetarium.
Yeah.
Around the metro.
Oh man,
it's gotten really nice there. I mean, it's very safe.
Yeah.
It's very it's summertime too, so everyone's just like in a good mood outside. There are all these new parks. Their big thing is they've got all these playgrounds actually designed by Scandinavians.
Yeah.
Because they're like all the sort of like uber hip like designers are like Swedish and Danish and Norwegian, and they go in and they. Moscow pays them. They'll design like this beautiful playgrounds, and I think it's like actually a brilliant idea of like basically like co-opting the intelligentsia by like and I think China does this too. Like they give them lots of opportunities to like travel, to consume different things, to try different things. They have like really nice services. The city's like has gotten greener. They have like crosswalks. They have like the biggest park they've built in any city in the past 50 years is in Moscow, like brand new park.
Really?
Hip playgrounds. Like they've done all this stuff really to like.
And you see this as a scheme by Putin
in part, but people like it. People want it, and I think it's it's actually good. But I think it also has that element too where you're like, oh, like it is quite pleasant here.
Interesting.
And they're building stuff. Like we can't build. I mean, I guess we. The only thing we're talking about building is a wall, but like there's no big, what it would be great if there were some like great infrastructure projects here.
Right, like some bridges didn't fall into the Mississippi.
Bridges didn't fall, but like trains, high-speed trains.
Oh,
but like, Moscow, like since we've been there, there's whole new rings of the metro. Like even since I was there, like last day, like 3 years ago, there were like 8 new metro stations.
Yeah.
And they had the World Cup stuff going on too, which was interesting. Yeah, we got out before that because everything just got really expensive and just big crowds.
Was that last year?
Last year.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go get some beers.
Okay.
Yeah.
We want to walk around a little bit, some?
Yeah, definitely.
happy to get out of the office.
Yeah. Do you do most of your writing here, or?
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah, so you must have bought a house then.
We bought a house, yeah. I mean, it's affordable. It's super affordable.
Right,
here.
yeah. Oh, yeah, compared to New England. Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
New England or California, forget it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's silly there. My sister's in San Francisco still.
Really?
Yeah, so she moved out there. Her husband is Russian, actually.
From Russia?
From Estonia. Russian Jewish guy from Estonia.
Really?
Moved to California when he was like 10 with his family.
Really?
So they live in San Francisco. But he works in finance, so that's how they afford.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's gotten really, like, I miss California, but I also don't miss it. Because it's just like, I feel like, it's...
I mean, it's special. It's California.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Right?
It's really, a nice place to live.
Started to feel strange with all the, like, I don't know, like dystopian, San Francisco.
Huh.
Like the Google buses,
Oh, you mean, okay, yeah.
Like these sort of multi-million-dollar condos, like studio apartments.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
The kind of crazy, like there's a tent city like near my sister's house. She lives in probably one of the most wealthiest zip codes in the country, and there's like a tent city nearby.
Right.
So I just feel like
It's.
I mean, I guess
Dystopia. That's a good way to describe it. Yeah, it's very futuristic. It is like our envisioning of in-game capitalism, right?
Sort of like other major global cities like Mumbai or something. You imagine opulent wealth and then extreme poverty.
Right, in the same space.
Same space.
Yeah. It seems unsustainable, right? I mean, it can't exist. It can't go on.
Yeah.
Because eventually, like, the people just go and murder all those rich people, right? I mean, you've heard of Russia.
Right. Life's pretty good.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. This is nice.
I mean, weather here is actually fairly mild.
I think so.
Like, especially coming from where you were coming from.
Everything's mild.
Like, yeah, it's, it gets windy like this. The wind always blows in one direction, which kind of creeped me out at first. Kansa tribe of the people to south of him. So it's been going that way for, basically, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of years probably.
Yeah.
It's just strange when you grow up on the East Coast and the wind changes. It's like realize like, the flags always go that way. The grass grows this way.
Right.
So yeah. So you were in Mongolia. You went back.
Oh God, I've been back and forth.
You're back like involved with the farm and stuff too. And
gosh, it's a long story, really. It's funny because, just even to South Dakota, just getting even a little bit south. There's just so many more people.
Yeah.
So Fargo's become a destination. Fargo's become like a real chic place.
That's what I heard, yeah.
Oh my God.
I got a student from Fargo. She's like, they're hipsters there now.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I got lots of stories. Had a higher population 200 years ago than it does now. It's like, really? Yeah, it's...
In Baltimore, that was the extreme version of that, like where the population peaked around 1950, and it's just been going. It's like half of what it used to be.
That's Baltimore's the example they use when they talk about like the United States being a failed state, where like the government can't provide services to its citizens, like millions of them.
Whole sections, I mean, not as bad as Detroit, but whole sections are boarded up.
Yeah.
It's a cool city, though. I mean, it has had a lot going on, too. But depressing.
You're right. Yeah. Well, The Wire chronicled some of that.
Yeah.
Really?
We watched it before we moved there, which was good because we still. I mean, I think it still was good, but it was it's sort of strange.
Yeah.
We watched a couple episodes when we were there to rewatch them, and it was odd to see this sort of serialized version of things that we were seeing. But I think it was really well done. I mean, it was it's a great show.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the better ones.
One of the good ones.
No, one of my favorite scenes I remember was this tourist coming down trying to find the Poe house. It's like, Poe house? Oh, Poe houses.
The Poe house is actually a really, really bad neighborhood too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a really we used to bring people there. We're okay, let's go before sun goes down. Really rough.
Look at the architecture. This is
lot of the sandstone, limestone. This is like what's in the ground here.
Yeah.
Museum, which is kind of, we should go inside because they have like Custer's horse or what's left of it there.
The stuffed one.
Yeah.
I read about that. Well, yeah.
Darwin is on the side, so this is like this is why this is like called Snob Hill, because this was like
Right.
the bastion of like sort of Northeast liberal enlightenment in sort of in Kansas. So after the Civil War, then this was sort of set up.